time the Undertaker's biggest feud, which led to Paul Bearer turning on him and joining Mankind, which then brings us up to 1996, the end of 96, after Paul Bearer's heel turn on the Undertaker, a Boiler Room Brawl match at SummerSlam, and basically we're up to date now with Mankind, the Undertaker. Let's get started. And Undertaker's continuing to feud with Mankind in the first ever Buried Alive match, which was In Your House 11 in October of 1996, and also at that time the Undertaker did have a few pay-per-view matches with Goldust, which was primarily 2 matches and to end this feud, which started at In Your House 8, Beware of Dog, which had to be re-recorded because of technical issues, which I think mucked up the feud a bit. However, Goldust did kind of on-off team with Mankind, so to speak. Anyway, that brings us up to 96, and we're going to talk about this figure now, which is the 1991 to 1992 figure, which is pretty good. He's got his trademark jacket and hat, which come off for a change, as Jacks are pretty lazy and don't always do removable clothing. Now, as figures go, it's okay. You can see that there's a few issues. No tattoos, which at the time this figure he would have had a few more than that, and he's got none, which is a bit annoying. Same, slightly, yeah, a lighter coloured gloves. The style of the feet has changed. It's now painted on rather than these separate things that used to fall down, which was kind of okay. Articulation with these figures, you've got ankle joint, knee joint, there is a hip joint, but it's not a decent hip joint. They're very sort of pernickety with the joints for some reason, and they're not as good as they should be. You do, however, with this one have shoulder and elbow articulation and hand articulation. Overall, he is a very good figure. He is missing some details, as I said, which is why you probably keep his hat and coat on. Of this style Undertaker, this would be the third of the sort of early Undertaker grey style, which of course at WrestleMania 13, I forgot to say, he brought this attire out again for the, I don't know if it was the anniversary of the first time he won the title, or to do with his first WrestleMania match. I don't think it was that well explained. Anyway, overall, he's a worthwhile figure to get, but it depends where you are with detail. He's probably the better one to get, although it's missing detail, because the others don't have a lot with him. He has got accessories, as you saw earlier. Whoops. The urn, a winged eagle style belt, and for some reason, rather than a body bag you'd expect, a frickin' stretcher. Anyway, overall he is a very good figure. I like him, and he's well worth getting. Now on to the next figure. Which is this one. In November of 1996, The Undertaker returned at Survivor Series, which happens quite often, to face Mankind in a basically no disqualification match with Paul Bearer in a cage above, and he had a completely different ring attire, which is what this one has basically underneath. It was all black leather with elbow pads, and he just had like black armbands on. He didn't have the gloves at that point. That later changed by the next pay-per-view to like felt rather than leather for whatever reason. I thought leather was better. And on from there they introduced the gloves, and rather than when in 1996 where he came down with bat wings from the top of the ring, they changed it to similar to what I've just shown you, this sleeveless leather coat. This is just a modern day Undertaker deluxe figure that I put his coat on, which is off of a 3-pack figure with the Ministry style Undertaker, which I've got something else on, but that's just to show you the coat. I've got him like this because it's basically how he looked at WrestleMania 24, which was awesome. As I was saying, in 97 he feuded with Mankind for part of it, but he wouldn't feud with him again proper till 98 in the infamous Hell in the Cell match. He feuded with Bret Hart, Vader, who was also part of Paul Bearer's stable with Mankind, Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, and of course Sid Vicious. And of course in 97 he won the title, as I just said, where he reverted back to his other attire for one night. Also for a small amount of time in his title reign he did have a hat, but I've never seen him wear it on telly, only in promo shots for the video case for In Your House Revenge of the Taker, which was number 14 I think, off the top of my head. And of course by the end of 97 he was also feuding with his brother Kane, who came in. I'm going to do a separate video for Kane because there's another figure I want to get before I do that.